and 2 minutes questions. It's fine for you?
I'll do my best. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Nicholas Cottrell. I'm half Australian, half Swedish, and I spend half my time in Paris. And I love translation. The problem is that it's very hard. Just want to talk about a couple of background technical terms. Localization is the next step from translation. It includes not just language, but currencies, time zones, measurements, and even weather. And so what the big guys are doing at the moment is their websites are going from global towards personalization, where they're creating an individual experience for each visitor to their website. Stuck. Can I have the next slide, please? So at this point, you may ask, what about Google Translate? Now, Google Translate does client-side translation, so it's between the website and your potential customer. The website owner gets no statistics. They don't know which languages, which regions are coming to the website, and they have no control over how it looks. Now, don't get me wrong, we believe that machine translation is the future, and the quality gets better and better. There are different types of translation, but most of the new ones are based on training existing data. Now, the problem is that for a website owner using machine translation, you have a lot of trouble customizing how the language turns out in the end. So you have almost no control. And then you have the little ability to adjust the content for different target markets. Now, human translation is better, obviously. The quality is much, much higher. And the problems are that it's expensive. The turnaround time is quite slow. Even a fast translation agency will take a couple of days, and then you need to do some stuff on your website. And then the other problem is that over time you're going to have terminology differences, and your website's going to be confusing. So we say put those two together, machine translation and human translation. So our goals are for customers that we want them to be able to reach new audiences. We want to be able for them to do that with no hassle, no special software or technical skills, and that they have a high quality for a low cost. So what we do is we deliver server-side translation. We give the site owners control over how the domain name looks, how the URLs look, the language that's used. They can customize images and things. And basically it takes an existing HTML page, does some magic to it, and spits out a translated version. So it works with any system. So the site works, we audit the site for errors, we process it, and then we host the site. Now we think that there's a huge market. About 30 billion is spent on translation, of which about 5 billion is on machine translation technologies. And we think a service like ours has a huge potential market for businesses that are selling to customers, small businesses and startups. The model is that it's a monthly fee, subscription fee, with no extra other costs. The human translation is built into that. And the model is basically that we charge, depending on the site, the size of the site and the number of languages, and that we take a cut of human translation fees. So we get two sources of income. So, Sprawk, we make translation manageable for any size business.
Thanks. Are there any questions?
Can I speak Swedish to you?
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's a large market,
Yes.
but who is your customer segment? I mean, who are you targeting to get this business up and running?
Our first target customers are e-commerce sites, small sites selling online. So we have a plugin for Shopify, which is an online e-commerce thing, and Ticktail.
Get on the microphone.
Sorry.
So we're targeting small startups and small e-commerce and sites selling products online, basically. So we've worked with Shopify and Ticktail, which do like e-commerce sites, so they do like an e-commerce hosting. So it works with those systems, so that they can, if they're selling, I don't know, t-shirts or posters or whatever, homemade goods, they can then suddenly reach other markets. So that they may have a very small site, they can add 10 different languages to it. Those languages show up in search engines, they drive a lot more traffic to their site, selling goods. So, whereas before, if you were a Japanese speaker and you typed in flip-flops, you wouldn't meet their site. But I have a client in the US who sells flip-flops online. He has his site only in English right now. We're adding multiple languages so that he'll be able to increase his market penetration and just knowledge of the product.
Sorry, you can maybe ask questions later because you're running out of time. We only have 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Next one, please. So one of the ideas is also that you meet the people after.